choke, no joke. Yeah. It's choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Chicken choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Niggas choke, no joke. Joke, yeah. It's choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Chicken choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Niggas choke, no joke. What up, y'all? It's Arthur D. Austin, better known as Choke No Joke. We out here at the legendary Tunnel nightclub, or at least where it used to be. Everybody asks me what's the Tunnel. The Tunnel was a nightclub that was owned in the 90s here by Peter Gatien. In 94, Stress Entertainment started a party called Mecca. In 96, Franchise Entertainment took it over and they had it until it closed. All the biggest names in hip hop perform here, from Jay-Z, Meth and Red, Dr. Dre, Snoop, Nas, Puff Daddy and the Family, Eve, you name it, they was all here. If you had heart, you came here. But everybody didn't have heart. So it's time for y'all to enter the club most people feared to enter, the Tunnel.
The Tunnel wasn't a unique hip hop club, and its foundations were based on the concept of bringing hip hop from all the boroughs to one location. And it was the brainchild of Peter Gatien. My name is Sterling Cox. I was the head of security.
Alpha Grinion, Brooklyn, New York.
My name is V.
House.
Sincere from Brooklyn.
Glenn Beck. Jumpin' Lee, whatever Lee you want to call me.
Omega.
Ray Mack.
Diamond.
Craig.
Candy.
Big Box. Big Country.
Ramona Diaz.
Big Penna. Big CB.
John Bass Raleigh.
Sean Brophy, sound engineer.
DJ Johnny Walker Red.
MC Frank Jigger, the celebrity's choice.
Choke No Joke, legendary videographer.
Supreme Bigger Figure. Big Cap. The Warden.
Big G, AKA the ringleader.
The Tunnel was the hip-hop nucleus.
It was the epicenter.
It was the domain, the temple.
It was the Mecca.
It was like the hip-hop Woodstock.
Nothing was that melting pot of hip-hop.
They kept the paradigm going.
It's almost like what Rucker did for like street basketball. The Tunnel was that of music industry.
Hip-hop had a heart. That shit was one of the main arteries.
It was actually a Mecca. That's what the original name of the party was, Mecca.
It was like a time machine. That's how the Tunnel was. You came out a whole different individual.
We went in there, young men with attitudes, and came out there wiser men with our lives.
It was definitely a starting, beginning spot for artists to come and mingle and branch out and get your record heard and get your shit together, really, to go into the next phase of your career.
The Tunnel was not open or did not open. A lot of new artists, or a lot of artists that we know now, to this very day, will have never been known.
All these artists out today need to be happy that the Tunnel was fucking open. Nobody would hear none of y'all singing tight pants niggas right now. The Tunnel was a platform for niggas like Jay and Puff, Wu and Mob and DMX and Rough Riders. Niggas don't respect these niggas today, man. You need to realize, man, without them niggas, man, and their platform, it made a lot of moves for niggas today.
It happened there, it made it relevant.
Became a pillar of hip hop.
The Tunnel is the nucleus of hip hop. And I'll say all the way down south, because when the Tunnel was open, wasn't too much going on down that motherfucker. Y'all can say what y'all want, peace to the South, but New York made the shit pop. New York was where it's at. The Tunnel in New York is where you needed to be to pop.
The Tunnel was definitely a hip-hop nucleus, yo. It was just like the galaxy, it bring other planets in. You have people from France, Germany, London, everywhere. If they came to New York, they had to go to the Tunnel.
Hi, Rymir. I come here to meet you, and I'm going to all the place. I'm going to the Bronx, to Sedgwick Avenue, with Cool Hook, to the party, and Cedar, and then I'm going to the Tunnel.
It was our barometer for, how we were really gauging records, and we were really, studying the behavior of the consumer.
It ain't just like how they do it now. You could just throw a record out and, wait 8 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever, for the shit to bubble. Niggas was putting them records on to see if them shits get that reaction. And if the shit was popping, niggas would fast track it. If it wasn't, niggas would go back to the drawing board.
Absolutely. It's the definition of hip hop nucleus. Everything was there.
Everything that surrounded hip hop, from fashion to music, hairstyles.
Like it encompassed every part of the hip hop experience, and they put it all in one building on a Sunday night.
If you go as far back to little hole in the walls and little, sensors where people start elaborating, playing the sounds and displaying the culture, to within later on you have places that was up in Harlem like Harlem World, up in the Bronx called T Connection, just using them as an example of many other places all throughout the city. And then years later, here come places like Union Square and Latin Quarters. The last of the Mohegans of for real hip hop had became the Tunnel.
Tunnel was definitely a hip hop nucleus. It really was. And you gotta say, believe it or not, the wagon master was a one-eyed white guy from Canada, Peter Gation.
Nothing will ever be like the Tunnel.
They counted me out, 'cause I didn't wanna get down. Niggas talking about God there. What God? What God are you talking about? Say his name. This nigga went Eric Benet. Now the baddest girl won't show her face. You know your ass in the way when she show up to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you ain't even say her name. Lame, you better say Dame. In the streets, we call you roadblock. Nigga, you shot. Nigga, you block rocks. Like when Chris was about to pop. Like MJ moonwalking like Spock. You abuse your power fast. You killed the thought that's black.
Jay told me in no certain terms that, no rapper can really afford to look bad in front of him. So it's almost like we gotta blackball him.
Shout out to Jay-Z for seeing the big picture here.
Yeah, and it was a hard pill to swallow.
Tariq, you kill the weeds, not the seeds that grow the trees. And as long as you alive, Dame should have a milli. Fuck you mean bleed. Nigga, don't get me started. You know I'm retarded and lion-hearted. You flipped on your peeps for those peoples in them white sheets. Like you pro-black. We pass nil and how you shit on cat.
Did you kneel to what you stand?
What?
Did you kneel to what you stand?
Okay. I think we passed kneeling.
Nigga, you got the check. The pros went back. And that's no cap. Leaving cap. With no salary cap. Your son said you his dad, and you never threw him a pass. Watching his siblings in the stands, say lips, say no, say hands. You say the kid is not your son, they call you Hov, it must be immaculate conception. Immaculate conception. What? Choke, no joke. 2023. It's all me. You hear me? Choked it. Choked it. You already know what it is. Let's go. Yo, Kanye, you better stop playing with Jesus Christ, too. You get it next. Don't think we forgot about the devil in the red dress. You'll get dressed next. Yeah, I already smoked you once in quad. You'll get it too. It's Joe, new Joe, new Joe. Oh, you know what it is. Ho. Can y'all hear me? Check. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Who got? Check. 1 2 1 2. Who got more juice than Sun do? All right. Make sure this audio's right. Y'all hear me good? I'm clear? All right. Hold on. All right, we good. Choke no joke. I'm in the building. You already know. Truth be told, all day, every day, even on a holiday, even on your anniversary. All right. Now that the Diddy trial is over, it's been bringing out some weird energy. And we got a couple of things to cover today. I can't remember last time I was live on a Sunday. But shit out everybody that had a nice 4th of July weekend. You know what I mean? You saw me live for a minute yesterday. We had a nice big cookout. A lot of people came out. And my butt sat there and agreed to be the cook. When I tell you, I was exhausted last night. Cooking in that heat and then prepping. Oh my God. The fireworks, the kids. The best part was the kids. You know, all the kids got to come out and eat and play. You know, had the snow cone machine, had the little basketball court up there for them. You know, the type that you see in the arcades. Uh, the miniature bouncy house. Um, what else? There's a bunch of games, Connect Four and all that. Shout out to Sean and LaShawn. They came through, you know, from the Choke No Joke travel group. Uh, shout out to my man Trill New Orleans. Was in the building, came through. Uh, shout out to Desiree, China Mama, Cliff, the whole family. Oh, man, it was amazing. Shout out everybody. I can't remember everybody right now because I'm still tired. But it was a gang of people that came through, and it was hot. It was very hot. Hold on, let me send this notification out. Um, definitely want to give a rest in peace out to Noble from the Outlaws. If you are not familiar with Young Noble from the Outlaws, he was in the group with Tupac. We're gonna get into that. Uh, We're gonna get into Rymir, Jay-Z's alleged son, but we will be finding that out soon. So congratulations to him. I'm gonna get into that. We're seeing Gene Squirrel out here being bitter about Diddy's victory. I'm gonna get into that. Think I'm gonna go live on TikTok. This is my new favorite candy right here. It's Japanese candy. Joints is slamming. Yeah, but let me start this TikTok. Let me get right into it. Hold on, give me a second to blow my nose real quick. Hold on. All right. 1 2 1 2. I'm back. All right, so first off, once again, you know, happy 4th of July to everybody that was out with their family and friends and went to a cookout, had a good time. I definitely had a great time yesterday. So shout out to everybody that came out. Man, one thing I know not to do next time is to buy like 5 pounds of shrimp. Man, that and I bought some salmon, a bunch of salmon. But yo, cleaning and deveining 5 pounds of shrimp, yo, it took me like almost an hour and a half, if not longer, to do that. And I had help from my girl Desiree. Uh, at at some point, she jumped in to help me. But boy, the, the preparation of cleaning shrimp and deveining shrimp, and that for them to be going like this, like God, dog, like yo, oh my God. I know next time to just, the salmon, it was easy, It was just cutting it up, cleaning it, you know what I'm saying? And cutting up them big ass slabs into squares so, everybody could get some. But the shrimp, mm-mm, I gotta go to a farmer's market and where I could get it cleaned and deveined and everything before trying to do it all myself. That took a lot. That took a hell of a lot. But it was good because not only did I make fried shrimp, I made some shrimp skewers, and then I also made some shrimp burgers. And the shrimp burgers was so good that my girl China Mama, she was like, "Don't take those downstairs. Leave those up here." So we did what you call it. Mm. Sorry to everybody at the cookout that's probably watching right now. Like, I ain't see no shrimp burgers. We kind of kept them upstairs for ourselves. Word is bond, we did. Them joints came out so good. And where I got the idea for shrimp burgers is when I was in Germany, on McDonald's menu in Germany. They got shrimp burgers instead of. I mean, they got filet of fish too, but they got shrimp burgers on a menu in Germany. So you know me, I analyzed it. I could do this. So I started making shrimp burgers over the years from that. And yesterday was the first time I did it in a few years, but I still got it, baby. It came out so good. Um, that I'll probably be doing that again. Um, but shout out to everybody again for coming out and supporting. I know a lot of y'all people don't support, excuse me, Independence Day because of y'all supported for Juneteenth. Black people wasn't free and fought for Independence Day. Ray Brown, you was grilling at 10:30, bro. I was grilling from sun up to midnight, and it probably was past midnight. And we had a great time. We had a damn good time. But and I think the kids had a better time than we did. But man, it was hot. I tried to go live from the cookout, but uh it was so hot that the heat shut my phone down. So if you got to see that I was live yesterday, I didn't stop it. Um, the sun stopped it, right? So once again, that's that. What up, TikTok? I'm live on YouTube. Y'all know what it is. Joke no joke. If you want to see it, go to my bio, or you could just watch right there. You know what I mean? You won't miss nothing. Um,
If I'm short on time, I let Publix do all the trim work. Publix, they clean and devein the shrimp. I never knew that. Never knew that. All right, well, let's get to the current events. There's a few things we got to touch on. First thing we want to touch on is Young Noble from the Outlaws. This was shocking to me. This was really shocking to me. It wasn't expected, you know. I mean, death is never expected unless you know somebody is terminally ill. You know what I'm saying? But this came like a somebody sneaking you with a left blow from the back. I did not see this coming. Now, from the news reports, it stated that Young Noble killed himself, committed suicide. That's the story out there right now. I really haven't seen anybody trying to dispel that. Idi Amin, one of the outlaws, he confirmed his passing. So we know it ain't a fluke. And as you can see, it definitely has reached mainstream news, and it's definitely true. It saddens me because the brother was only 47 years old, which, you know, y'all young niggas in y'all 20s, y'all call people in their 40s old. Y'all niggas is old. Y'all washed up. You know what I mean? At 47. So y'all young dudes that don't inspire to be 60, I guess, you know, at some point y'all gonna go find a short pier and take a long walk. Like, I still don't get how um young people sit there and be talking about, yo, y'all old, y'all old, as if they plan on taking their life at a certain age because they don't want to be old. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm still trying to figure that part out when some people um determine mine, what up? Um Sit there and clown people for being able to see gray hair or be grandfathers or grandmothers. Like, y'all young girls and y'all young men out there that sit there and clown people for reaching a certain age is just goofy to me at this point. Like, so you don't inspire to be a grandparent. You don't inspire to have your 40th birthday party or your 50th or your 60th. Like, you really want to die in your 20s. You really want to end your life in your 30s. It makes no sense to me. But it's your life. You do what you want with it, right? But if getting older and gaining wisdom and being able to see your kids have kids and still be able to see your face and your grandchildren doesn't inspire you to live, I'll never get it. I will never get it. I will never get it. Like when I was younger, we looked to our elders for wisdom. We talked to the old heads to make sure that we not going to make certain wrong decisions in life. You go to school and you learn from people older than you. It just don't make sense to me. But, you know, like I said, I guess at some point y'all will find a short pier and take a long walk because you don't want to be old, which is the most ridiculous thing in the world to me at this point. But getting back to Young Noble, it is said that he committed suicide. Um, for I'll say like the last year, I would feel like I don't want to say he was crashing out, but when he did the song about Nas, I felt like he was going through something. And then when he denounced himself from the Outlaws, I really felt like he was going through something because I mean, I know that Pac isn't here anymore and he may have felt the way about, his brothers or whatever. All the outlaws, uh Napoleon and Idi Amin. I don't know. But the Nas song was shocking to me because it came at a time when the Nas Tupac thing had been already settled and uh it was water under the bridge. And then when he denounced himself from the Outlaws, I felt like, he was really going through something. Um, I don't know what is the details. I do believe that uh, he died from a gunshot wound, and they saying that he committed suicide. But as you know, that can be easily proven. In some cases, and I think that if it wasn't true, that the people around him, pardon me, y'all, like I said, a long day cooking. But I think that the people around him, his family members, his real family members, um, would have came out and said, something in regards to foul play or something like that. But check on your people, man. Check on your people. I know everybody be out here on Instagram and TikTok and social media fronting like they doing good and they so rich, you know, and that's everybody's go-to now, right? Oh, you broke. You broke. It be the brokest mother effers out here calling people broke. If you are talking about somebody that's rich, like I'm getting ready to talk about uh Sean Carter and Rymir, And the first thing people going to say about Rymir is, oh, he's broke, right? But we're going to get into that, right? A lot of people out here, the ones that y'all think got money, don't even got money. The people that's sitting out here calling everybody broke are the brokest ones. They are the brokest ones. Motherfucker be calling you broke living with their mother or their parents or nigga be in the shelter and be calling you broke. The nigga, they'll be on welfare and calling you broke. Section 8 and calling you broke. Right? That's just the go-to now. Whenever you talk about somebody that got money, the first line of defense is, oh, you broke. You broke. Right? People call me broke. I don't care. I was born broke. I came out of the womb with no pockets. I didn't have no pockets. There was no pockets in Pampers. You know what I'm saying? So calling me broke don't never bother me because I was born broke. And you were too. Right? And people go through times, rough times, hard times, or whatever. But I feel like if you could pay your phone bill and you could pay your mortgage or you could pay your rent and you got your lights on, that's all that matters. And you got your car, you can pay your car, no, you pay your car insurance. The same people that's sitting there calling you broke don't have a car, don't have insurance, don't have life insurance, don't have medical insurance, you know. But they are the main ones to be calling you broke, right? So never be offended by somebody calling you old or broke. Those are the two things that should just fall right off your back when you're hearing that. It should never bother you if you're in a space where you got a roof over your head and food in your refrigerator. Because there was times when I grew up, there was no food in the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? So if I got food in my refrigerator and my stomach ain't touching my back, I would never care what a person's saying. Same as I don't care about a person telling me I'm old. Like, that is a privilege. You know what I'm saying? So once again, I hate that, this brother died at a young age. It ain't no telling what, if he took his life, what caused it. But I can tell you, financial stuff can make people take their lives. There was a girl named Jazz Fly. Damn, I can't remember how many years ago it was. But she was on the show, one of Mona Scott's reality show called the Gossip Game. And I remember her interviewing Kia Jeffries, who's also go by the name Baby Doll, but she's the girl that sing on Akinelli's "Put It in Your Mouth" song. And she was in the group Forecast. I remember her interviewing her at the time when Kia Jeffries was going through, something mental, some mental anguish due to the fact that, her son's father had passed away or whatever. And they had did this whole interview or whatever. And Kia went through a lot. You know what I'm saying? That you would think, God forbid, if she would have took her life or whatever, people would have said it was for various reasons, whatever. But she's stronger than the average bear, and you know, she went through a lot, but she's still moving around, doing stuff, and people don't know what she goes through on just a normal basis, on a regular day, with all the stuff that she went through, right? And I'm seeing, Jazz Fly interview her and about the hardship and stuff that she was dealing with, and then turned around. I don't even know if it was months later. It wasn't even a whole year later. Jazz Fly committed suicide, which was very shocking to a lot of people. And I knew that she was in LA and she was going through a lot of stuff and she was going through some financial stuff, and I'm not saying I don't think that, Jazz Fly, I don't know the reason why she killed herself, but she killed herself. But I knew that she was going through financial troubles at the time, right? So you'll have people look at a certain person and judge them, um, based on the stuff that they're going through. And to see like Jazz Fly interview Kia Jeffries and then turn around and take her own life, you would think that you would look at Jazz Fly and be like, oh, she's on this reality show, she's interviewing people, and would think that she got, you know, money because she's on this reality show and she's on TV and stuff. And you would think that, Kia going through all this stuff that she's going through, and she still runs around and she thrives and she's strong minded. And you would look at the two of them sitting there together and hearing her story, and then you turn around and you look in Jazz Fly, she takes her life. Rest in peace, Jazz Fly. You know, but you never know what somebody is going through, and you never know what people say to people, how they can affect. You can be affecting someone's how you could be affecting someone's ego. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't know why Young Noble took his life, but you don't know what he was going through. You know what I'm saying? And this industry is the worst type of industry out here when it comes to getting support or people blocking you and making it harder for you to make $1, you know. And for me, I've dealt with that a lot. Why? Because I speak out, I speak out openly about the truth and tell you about the dark side of the industry. And oh, and the truth has no place in this entertainment industry. So this is why you have a lot of people. That was my charger. Mhm. It's just the charge. It's like my guy George. My guy George, he told me, "Yo, choke, man. You easily could have been a millionaire, man, if you wouldn't be out here telling the truth." And I'm like, uh, you may be right. That may be true. But what does that do for the people that come behind me in the industry? So I was supposed to not educate them on where what path they going down in this entertainment business. Like, I don't know. For me, growing up, I grew up in poverty, right? And when you grow up in poverty and you still as a kid, as a teen or whatever, you still had some of the best times of your life, right? Like when you playing in the sprinklers and stuff, you as a kid, you don't know that there's these big water parks. You're happy with the sprinklers, right? You're not thinking about Six Flags and all this stuff as a kid because you could go right outside and play in the sprinklers, and you're not thinking, "Oh, this is broke people stuff," playing in the sprinklers, right? When you sitting there washing cars for money, you know what I'm saying, as kids, whatever, and you making money, or you packing bags in the supermarket and you making money. You're not thinking about uh oh, I could be doing this, or I could be doing that, or I could be doing this. You know, you're you're very happy with playing football in the streets, right? Before you even know that you can go to a football camp and things like that, or a basketball camp. You cool with shooting the basketball in a crate that somebody nailed up on the goddamn pole, right? You're not even thinking about a basketball court with uh parquet floors or whatever them floors are called in a gymnasium or whatever. You having the best fun in the world shooting a basketball inside of a crate with no bottom, right? You're not thinking about any of that, right? So when for me, just speaking for me, I can't speak for everybody. You know what I'm saying? The living in poverty shows you that you could be happy without being rich. So when you get older and you are not rich, but you are able to sustain a lifestyle that makes you happy. Everybody don't have to be rich. You know what I'm saying? This is why some people can drive a car and not have to have a Benz, a Beamer, or a Maybach, or a Rolls Royce, or whatever. They cool with driving the newest Honda. You know what I'm saying? The newest Toyota, the newest Lexus, or whatever it may be. It don't have to be what the other people out here uh determine as luxury. Your luxury can be fine. You know what I'm saying? If you got a 50-inch TV in your house, that don't mean you gotta have a 65-inch. You know, that don't make you broke if you got a 40-inch. You seeing the same thing everybody else is seeing. Same thing with these dudes that feel like, oh, they flying private jets. So I could get a first class ticket and go to the same place. I could get a coach seat and go to the same place, right? So just because I don't fly a private jet, that don't mean I'm broke. Because you only thing that's going to make a difference between me and you is I'm going through TSA and you not. But you can land, and then the marshals or the TSA dudes could be there at the private jet thing, and you can go through the same thing. They'll jump right on the private jet and start searching everything because they randomly do that. So don't ever think that these dudes that fly on private jet aren't going through some type of TSA, because sometimes, and I done flew private jets at Rockefeller damn near 50 times. You know what I'm saying? So I already had that experience. Even if I didn't pay for it, I still had the same experience that Dame had. And he paid for it, but I flew on the same thing. I ate the same food. I've sat in the same chairs or whatever. So it don't matter, right? But people be like, "Oh, you broke." You know, we flying private. So I did that probably more times than a lot of artists, a lot of celebrities. I've probably been on more private jets than a lot of celebrities out here that got way more money than me. So you're someone else determination of broke should not affect you if you living good. If you got jeans on, you know, if your jeans cost $50, you got on jeans. If you paying $10,000 for some jeans, you still got on jeans, right? Like, unless you wearing the price tag on it, who the hell is going to know, right? Except for a person that's into materialism. They might could look at the jeans and be like, oh, that nigga got on the $10,000 jeans. But to the regular person the average person that you walk by, they not gonna know that those jeans cost $10,000. So, with that being said, do not let people put you in a depression to the point. I don't know what Young Noble committed suicide for. I'm just saying it could be he might have been struggling. You know what I'm saying? You never know what it is, but don't ever let someone make you feel inferior because they got more money than you, right? Or don't let a person in the comments on social media tell you, oh, you broke or this, that, and other, and make you feel a way inside that you want to take your life. And like I said, I don't know why this brother took his life. I'm just saying, don't let people that don't know you. I don't even care if they know you. It could be your damn baby mother. You broke ass nigga, you can't pay child support, this, that. If you're struggling, that's fine. But do something to change your situation, right? But don't let nobody ever, ever, ever put you in a state of mind that where you feel like you got to take your life because you're not living up to their standards. Especially if you got kids. You know what I'm saying? Or you got a mother. You know, I was talking to a guy that did like 20 something years in jail. And they still got the street mentality that, you know, they will still take a person's life if they get violated. And I'm sitting there talking to a person that's probably 10 years my senior, right? They done did 20 something years in jail, and they still telling me how they will die for they niggas in the street. And I'm like, bro, family first, right? Now, this person is fortunate enough to still have their mother in their 60s, right? They in their 60s, I believe, right? And they telling me how they will still go out here if a person violate them and take someone's life for they niggas in the street. And I'm like, yo, bro, you sound crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going out here doing nothing to nobody for niggas in the street. And how we came up on this topic was because the person was telling me that they got daughters, right? And the person's telling me that they don't want to meet none of their daughters' boyfriends unless they marry them, right? And I'm telling them that is pure ignorance. Why wouldn't you meet your daughter's boyfriend unless they marry them? You don't want to, they don't want to meet none of their kids' boyfriends until they marry them. And I'm like, to me, that's just to me, that is the most ignorant thing one can say because one, you're not letting the man that's in your daughter's life know that she has somebody there that's going to protect her, right? Second, you're not vetting the guy. Being you're not being a part of your daughter's relationship to observe the type of men that she's dealing with, right? So by you not telling you telling you by him telling his daughter that he don't want to meet any of her boyfriends until they marry them because I don't want to meet no nigga that's just effing my daughter is what he said, right? I'm only going to meet them if they I'm only going to meet them if they marry them. So my thing to them is, well, wouldn't you want to meet these guys first to make sure she don't marry the wrong dude? When with your life experience being in your 60s, right? Wouldn't you think it would be smart for you to meet all the men that she's dating so she don't pick the wrong one? You don't want her to pick a street nigga like you, right? She might think that a street dude is the best option because her dad was a street dude, and might think that a working class dude is a square and don't want to deal with a guy that if she marries him, her kids will have medical benefit, health insurance, and things of this nature. And nothing I said will get through to this guy, right? And I'm telling him, yo, bro, I think you need to go see a therapist. You need help for thinking that, right? And they saying, yo, Choke, what you saying is true. I'm not going against what you're saying, but I don't want to meet none of my boyfriends. I mean, none of my daughter's boyfriends, because if they violate her, I'm gonna kill them. I'm like, bro, you know how crazy you sound to me? You will go and kill your daughter's boyfriend if he violates her. And I'm like, and then he used another example. You know, it was one of the homies that was on the phone with us on the three-way. And he was like, for example, you know, if so-and-so who's on the phone right now, if he called me and say, yo, man, yo, some dude just violated me, this, that, and other. Choke, I'm picking up my gun and I'm going out there and I'm gonna go and kill somebody for him, because that's my dedication to him. And I'm like, why is that your first option, to go and want to kill somebody, right? And I'm like, with your mother being elderly, right? And you got a wife and you got kids, you will still go out here in 2025 after doing over 20 something years in jail. You will still go out here and kill somebody for niggas in the street. You don't want to be around to bury your mother. You don't want to be here for your, like, so you telling me dudes in the street supersede your mother, supersede your wife, supersede your kids, right? That don't make sense to me. I'm like, why would you do that? You know how many dudes I know in jail who parents died while they were in jail, and some of them couldn't even go to the funeral. Can you imagine being in jail and your mother or your father died, and the jail won't even allow you to go see them, and you still got an asshole full of time, and you got to come home to go to a cemetery and see their name on the floor or on the tombstone, right? Do that make sense to anybody? Right? Like, I learned probably I probably learned about in my 30s that don't put the streets before your family, because the same people that you will put before your family are the same people that will turn around and kill you. Your homies will turn on you way before your family will, especially when it comes to taking your life or robbing you. You know what I'm saying? Or stealing from you. It'll be those same homies in the street, right? Now, I know some people in the streets become family more than family, right? That's just how some situations are. You know what I mean? Some situations, some of your homies in your streets do become family, right? But at 60 something years old, and I can't fault him, because almost 3 decades of his life he spent in jail. So he may not have the knowledge and the wisdom that I have being on the streets for all those years because he was in jail for all those years. But let me tell you something, man. If what I'm describing to you is you, start thinking different. Don't put the streets before your mother. Don't put the streets before your father. You know, don't put the streets before your family. Definitely your kids. You know what I'm saying? That is very not proactive in my opinion. But to each his own. To each his own, right? So I don't know. It's Sunday. I mean, it's Saturday. It feel like a Sunday after the 4th of July. But I'm preaching, and I am not going to sit here and preach to the choir, right? But please, man, when I tell you I talked to this guy for 3 hours to try to change his mindset, and at the end of it, I just said, brother, I think you need help. You need to go sit down and speak with a therapist because when I use his mother as an example, like you will go out here at your age and kill a dude for violating your daughter that you never even met this guy, but she could call you and say, yo, he violated, or you hear that he violated your daughter, and you will go and take a person's life without even getting to know him. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me, man. But I'm gonna move on past that. You know what I'm saying? But if you are that guy, you know, and then one more thing to that. When I said, so you would just sit there and go and do that? And they told me, man, I will go and tell my mother that my mom, I gotta go out here and do this, that, and other. And my mother understand, and my wife would understand. And I'm like, you really think that they would understand that? And you would not put them first? That's just me, choke. That's just me. That's how I will handle it. That's what I would do. You know, I was like, bro, all right. Because after 3 hours, nothing I was saying was uh hitting home. But, you know, some people live and die by the streets. You know what I'm saying? Me, I got to a certain point in my life where no disrespect to my dudes in the streets, but I told them I can't hang out with you no more. Anybody that know me, right? That grew up with me. When I got into the entertainment business, I left all them niggas behind. It ain't no calling you. It ain't no hanging out with you. It ain't no pulling up, sitting on the benches with you niggas, drinking a beer. None of that. I'm not. I'm not even putting myself in that environment for one of your rivals to come spinning the block, doing the drive-by. I'm not putting myself in a position for the police to raid the block, and I'm sitting there and not knowing I'm sitting next to a garbage can with something in it, or a pack that's hidden somewhere, or somebody got something on them that might throw it, whether it be a gun or a bag of drugs. I'm not sitting around hanging out with y'all. There's nothing for us to relate to no more other than our past. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't separate yourself from your dudes in the streets and you legit, you'll find yourself in trouble and you're not even doing nothing. So please, people, you know what I'm saying? You got to elevate. You know what I'm saying? It don't make you a bad friend. It don't make you a sucker. It don't make you a square. But I guarantee you that all the dudes that I grew up with, if they still was in the street, they will tell you, Choke ain't coming around. That nigga Choke, what? That nigga Choke, what? They could call me whatever, but you're not gonna call me stupid. You're not gonna call me stupid. It's not. I could call them and wish them happy birthday. I could call them and wish them Merry Christmas. I could call them wish them Father's Day. You know what I'm saying? Any of that. But to hang around with the people that and they doing the stuff that you no longer do, I don't think that's I don't think that's a good thing to be doing. It's not productive. You know what I'm saying? And it could end you up in some serious trouble. Right? So I just say all that to drop a jewel for the ones that's, you know, probably still got homies in the street like my man do and still want to go hang out at the spots they have. And then I'm telling them that, like, yo, why are you still going to hang out on blocks and in lounges and clubs with these guys that's still in the street or dealing with ignorant activity? Because that's where they comfortable at. That's their answer. I'm not comfortable around a bunch of white people. I'm comfortable in the hood because that's where I grew up at. All right, my nigga. I ain't got no more. I ain't got no more to say. I ain't got no more to say when it comes to that. You know, but like I said, to each his own, right? So rest in peace to young Noble. I don't know why this brother took his life, but you know, I'm sure he'll be missed by many. You know what I mean? He'll be missed by many. But I'm gonna move on to the next situation. And shout out to my peoples. South Boston, Virginia. Man, Andre sent me this shirt. I'm gonna rock this on my next live or whatever. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta sell drugs. You can become an artist and put your art on t-shirts and get support that way. You don't have to do nothing negative. There's so much many ways out here for people to make money and not what you call it. And make a living. Now, this next story or next current events that I'm getting into, it's getting real out here. It's getting real out here. Now, shout out to T.I. and Tiny, but I don't know if y'all remember the girl Sabrina that was out here before. Let me show you a picture. This girl Sabrina If y'all remember her, she was making allegations against Tiny and Tip. And for some strange reason, she disappeared. But now she's coming back with a vengeance. And she's making allegations against Tiny and T.I. about sex trafficking. She has claimed that she went to the FBI, right? And let me show you her Instagram. So this is her Instagram post 2 days ago. On July 19th, all sex trafficking receipts will be posted here. If you keep playing, it will be today. Stop using girls with dreams as pawns. Right? Now, this she just posted, right? Under this post, it reads, I have protected your children. I have protected my attorneys. I have protected victims in all capitals. But truth is on my birthday. It's about me. The feds already have this. I think the fans need it. Now, this came as a result of Tiny posting a post about Diddy. I think in support of Diddy, right? So they brought the girl Sabrina back out. I don't know if it was Tiny or if it was Tip. So this was the other post that she posted. If your man is rooting for Diddy and R. Kelly, keep your daughters away from him, sis. And then she said the truth will tell itself. And then this post here is what followed that post. And then maybe y'all can help me with this one because I really could not figure this out. I done tried to Google it or whatever, but she says, go ask T.I. and Tiny this right now. And this was the question. What's a NLB? And she says, Ask Tiny and Tip, what's the NLB? Do anybody know what an NLB is? I'm going to assume that is probably a code word for like Diddy got freak off. An NLB, I'm assuming, this is just speculation, that it got something to do with some type of code word for probably freak off or whatever. But she's saying, ask Tiny and T.I., what is an NLB? A nigga loving pussy. I'm just joking. I have no clue what that could be, but I guess we'll find out on July 19th. Let's see if anybody figured it out. Naughty little baby is somebody somebody put in the comments, naughty little baby. She responded to them and saying, ask them with a heart emoji. Naughty little baby. Somebody said they put it in chat GBT, as I did, and I saw that and I knew that wasn't it. Network load balancer, no. And Sabrina replied, no, it's what they make the young girls call themselves. Nasty little bee. Nasty little bee. Nasty little bee. A lady to the naked eye, but a nasty little bee to me is the lyrics. Huey Newman, what up? Appreciate you, brother. Maybe that's it. Naughty little baby or nasty little bee. Is that what it is? Naughty little bee. Anyway, I think those are closer to it. Naughty Little B or Nasty Little B. Naughty Little Baby or Nasty Little B. And Sabrina says, it's what they make the young girls call them. And she's saying that she gave evidence to the feds of sex trafficking allegations. I guess she learned a lot about what sex trafficking is, looking at the Diddy case, as a lot of us, well, if you follow the R. Kelly trial, then you know exactly what sex trafficking is. But a lot of people didn't follow the R. Kelly trial. So they are just getting educated on, what they consider sex trafficking. I know T.I. and them is like, God damn, this girl's like roaches. You know what I'm saying? You turn the light on, she gone. Cut the light on, cut the light off, she's swarming. And they cut the light off and cut it back on. Here she is again. She's back. But I think this time, I think she's going full throttle with it. And we will see what happens on July 19th, which is ironically the date after. Let me show y'all this. Now, before I get to the next story, right? I just want to say this real quick. And I am getting back to the Fat Joe versus T.A. the Legend, Terrence Dixon story. I'll probably come back on this evening and get back into that because I didn't finish. Right? Now that the Diddy case is over, y'all seen that Gene Squill, right? Gene Squill did an interview, right, talking about he don't care. That nigga, he could get buried or whatever. Some to that. What did he say? Hold on. He was mad because people was out here celebrating Diddy's victory with the RICO, and he said, he don't care. That nigga could get buried. You know what I'm saying? Far as he cares, right? This is the thing. If you've been following Gene's bull crap, you know for a fact that this dude said Diddy never played with his money, right? Diddy never did anything to him, and Diddy never played with his money, right? He always got paid. And he's doing this for D. Ferg, Wolf Mother, right? You wish death or jail on a person that never did anything to you. If you always got paid by this person on time and they never played with your money and they never did anything wrong to you, How do you wish death in jail on that person? Because they owe D Ferg or they owe Wolf or Wolf Mother. How do you do that? That they like for the people that be sitting there saying that Gene's story never changed. Like, I don't get it, bro. This nigga went as low as to be talking to Suge Knight. Right? Like he went like you telling me this dude had love for Big or Diddy or anybody to the point where he could be giving Suge Knight information for a dude that always paid him on time, a dude that never did nothing to him. That don't show you this dude character. And to sit there and say that his story never changed, and then that means you never followed him. You never followed him to say that his story never changed. Because it's so many contradictions in this dude's story, right? First, D Ferg gave Diddy the money. Right? First, D Ferg gave Diddy the money, right? And then he turned around and said it was Wolf. Like, yo, bro. Yo, man. Like, do I still got that on my phone? Yeah, I do. Let me play that for y'all real quick. Right? Let me put my copyright disclaimer up here. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976 allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, common news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair uses are use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational and personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use, right? This for all the people to say his story never changes, right? Now I take him up. That was ASAP Ferg fault. So now I take him up to Puff. He got all these designs. He say, Puff, I need this money, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you the situation, but I'm gonna let you know it was some street shit. Now this is the dude when Puff lost his job at Uptown Records and he couldn't pay his car note. He couldn't pay his rent. D Ferg gave him money. So then now he gave this dude a lot of money to make sure Puff could pay his rent. Okay, now pay attention, stay with me, because I know all you goofies that say his story never changes, right? This only go out to the goofies that say his story never changes, right? Uptown Records, Andre Harrell is the CEO of Uptown Records. Just so you are clear, when he's saying Andre Harrell and Uptown, it's the same person, right? When he says D Ferg gave him a lot of money, right? He's talking about the alleged 300,000 or whatever it was supposed to be that he's now trying to get from Wolf, right? Or get for Wolf, and then Wolf died, then to get for Wolf mother, right? The thing that he went and tell Diddy about, he's referring to with D Ferg, that he didn't want to tell Diddy about it because it was some street ish. Is D Ferg, one of D Ferg workers got caught with, I believe it was 2 bricks of cocaine allegedly, right? This is the story he's telling me. And the Connect still wanted his money. So they went to Diddy, I think, for like 40 grand so they could pay the Connect back, right? Which this nigga's law enforcement, right? Why is he involved with trying to get drug money, right? Why is he involved in it? Why are you bringing him up to Diddy to ask for money for drugs, right? Because the dude got caught with drugs and the Connect, like, I don't care if he got caught. I want my money, right? Why are you even involved in that? Now, I can show you several times, even when Gene said, yo, me and Diddy fell out over, me and Diddy, we had beef in the drug era. This comes out of Gene's mouth. We had beef in the drug era. Why he had a badge, right? Then you seen the dude Yusef, that Yusef Juice that came on the other day. That said he know of Gene to be the guy that drove the drug dealers around, right? So if they get pulled over, Gene just show his badge. This way the cars don't be searched or whatever, right? Then you got that retired cop that's on Vlad that talk about he knew about Gene because one time dudes got pulled over and there was a bunch of guns and stuff in the trunk and Gene flashed his badge, right? So if you think that a dude keep talking about, yo, I was down with Slick in the family, same game. These to us New Yorkers, these are guys that was drug dealers in the streets and worse. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, these gangs got bodies, right? But here's the dude with the badge, right? Getting back to this, right? Just to show you the inconsistency. First, it was D Ferg that gave Puff the money to stay afloat, and then it was Wolf, right? I know this nigga got some type of immunity somewhere, right? But listen to how he tell the same story. The same story, but it went from D Ferg to Wolf. But the story never changes. You're still under fair use here. So now I take him up to Puff, got all these designs. Say, Puff, I need this money, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you the situation, but I'm gonna let you know it was from the streets. Now, this is the dude when Puff lost his job and he couldn't pay his kids. Big Bird gave him money. So then now he gave this dude a lot of money to Puff to pay his rent, pay his car note, and survive. Now I could have just gave him that money. Wolf couldn't have loaned him 300,000 if he got the millions from Arista in that deal. There you go, say this. Now, prior to him getting the deal for Arista, right? In 91, Andre Harrell threw him out on his ass. You understand? He couldn't pay his rent. So, I didn't say it, but it was Corey, L, and Wolf. You understand? So now, right? So then those are the guys that gave Diddy the money. Andre Harrell, Uptown Records, that's the same thing, right? How was it deferred and then now it's Wolf? But his story never changes, right? I'll let y'all keep telling that lie. Just like Wack is out here telling his lie about that badge that he trying to show, that he slipped up and showed on what you call it. These niggas is all the police. Now, I don't know who Wack think he's playing, right? When it took him days later to come back with this badge, right? When he made a mistake and showed that badge on what you call it. Now, you might fool everybody else, right? Look at the badge here that he's trying to show. Yeah, I got a badge. Whoa, 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 right? Let me be the first one to tell you. That's not the same badge. Because when I screenshotted it, right? And you blow it up, whatever badge he had in his pocket that day, this is what it was. That is not that. You see it? Whatever that is, right there, is not that. Once again, whatever that is not this. Totally different. So he could come and try to show y'all that, this, that, and other. He was better off just not saying nothing. It's two different badges. Two different, completely different badges. But, you know, there's a lot of fans out here. Oh, you look, somebody else caught it too. Look, somebody else caught it. I'm not the only one out here that is the only one that's out here that's catching these niggas in their lives, right? That is not the same badge. Look at him. And it took him too many days to come back with a response. And this is what he came back with. I couldn't see what it read because it's a flash, but if you catch a still shot of it, you know what I'm saying? You can see that's not the same badge, and it didn't say the same thing at the top. That's how I was like, oh, okay, he's really busted. He's really busted, right? Now, why he got a badge is one thing. But you got to know, man, all these people around him that go to jail, from Big U to Loose Cannon to Blueface, Gang them been in legal trouble around him. Ray J, I believe him and Ray J got a case right now, some type of federal case. I don't even know what's going on with that, right? But the fact that this dude slipped up and showed his badge, you know, because I know that was a slip up. You know what I'm saying? Many of us be on live and you go on your wallet. And one time, you know, I showed my damn credit card. And I had to go and take the live down so quick because I showed my credit card. So I know that wasn't planned. And the fact that he came back and tried to be like, oh yeah, I got a badge, this, that, and other, and showed a completely different badge, something ain't right with dude. Freeway Ricky Ross, brother, what are you doing? Why do you feel you gotta have, or not gotta have, but why do you feel you need to clear anything up with these dudes? Like, why are you even going back and forth with these dudes? Like, Freeway, your name is already good in the hood. Why do you feel you need to go back and forth with these dudes? I don't get that. It's not a good look for you, Freeway. You don't need to be explaining anything to these dudes, bro. Like, you good in the hood. Dudes already co-signed you. Why are you going back and forth with these dudes so they could get views and put smut on your name? I don't get it. I don't get it. Freeway, stop, bro. You already solidified out here. Why would you do this to yourself? Why? These dudes want clout off of you. Brother, please, brother. Anyway, moving on to the next situation. Many of y'all know about Jay-Z's alleged son out here trying to be getting a DNA test for about 30 years now. And if 30 years is exaggerating, definitely 20. Right? The first thing you see when it comes to Rymir trying to get this paternity test with Jay-Z for years is that he's broke. Right? Oh, this kid is just broke. This kid is just broke. Kid is just broke. Right? The go-to, right? Not the fact that he would like to know that Jay-Z is his father or not, right? Well, Rymir, according to social media, I don't know if it's true or not, so we're going to say allegedly, right? Has finally got his day in court. Jay-Z is trending because the judge has granted Rymir request to move forward with his case. And the judge has demanded Jay-Z to respond to Rymir's paternity lawsuit by July 18th. And then you got on July 19th, Sabrina's birthday, and she's going to be coming forth with allegations against T.I. and Tiny, right? Now, this is long overdue for this dude. He's been trying to get Jay-Z to give him a paternity test for a long time. And Jay has been able to duck it and duck it and duck it and duck it and duck it. Right? So now allegedly, a judge is granted Rymir a case to move forward, right? And Jay-Z has to respond to this paternity lawsuit, allegedly, right? Now, for all you people out here that sit around and knock this young man for what you call it, trying to get a paternity test from Jay-Z to prove that he's his father. This ain't all about money, right? Because when you talk to dudes like D Haven and dudes that was around Jay-Z back in the days, you know that there's truth to this guy's claims because they know that Jay was messing with his mother. Right? Now, had Jay-Z never messed with this woman, and rest in peace to her because she passed away, right? That the chances is much greater, especially when you see Jay-Z in pictures with his mother. So when you know that the dudes that was hanging around Jay at the time is saying that he was messing with his mother, when you see Jay-Z in pictures with his mother, you know what I'm saying? Why would you sit there and doubt what this dude is, alleging when you got Jay-Z in pictures with the dude's mother? And when you look at their features, you telling me you don't see Blue Ivy, you don't see Remy and this other kids, you don't see the resemblance? You telling me this is no way possible that this dude could be his father? That's how much fans are people out here. People are so much fans, right? That they on Jay-Z nuts so bad, right? That there can be no truth to this because these are the people that never met Jay-Z a day in their life. Didn't even probably even grow up in New York or Brooklyn. Never met this dude mother, never met him, but they will sit there and defend Jay-Z and not knowing none of the goddamn details. That's how much people is on Jay-Z's nuts. That they will sit there and say, oh, this dude is reaching. If he was reaching, why wouldn't Jay-Z take the paternity test? Now, unbeknownst to some of you nut lickers, you planner lickers, right? In my opinion, the girl was pregnant at 15 and had him at 16. Once again, his mother had him at 16. So why would you think if Jay-Z allegedly is the father, why would you think he would be ducking the paternity test? I'm going to let you think about that for a second. If his mother had him at 16, and Jay-Z would be found out to be his father, what would that mean? I think Dodge Flex is probably the only person in here with, a super sharp mind to give that response. That would mean that allegedly that she would have conceived at 15, and Jay was an older guy at the time, right? You got to remember, Jay-Z dropped his first album when he was 26 years old. 26 years old when Jay-Z dropped his first album. It's been a long time that this guy has been trying to get a paternity test. Not only, as he's saying this, he has a godmother that was around when that was hanging out with his mother when she met him. Let me see if they got the picture of Jay-Z and his mother. Let me see. So. Rymir Satterwhite claims to be Jay-Z's son has been involved in a long-running legal dispute to establish paternity. Rymir and his godmother, Dr. Lily Coley, have accused Jay-Z's legal team of using technicalities and delaying tactics to avoid a paternity test, claiming they haven't had a proper day in court for the paternity claim. They recently filed a lawsuit against multiple individuals within the court system, including judges, alleging obstruction of justice, fraudulent court actions, and violations of their constitutional rights in their attempts to compel Jay-Z to acknowledge paternity. The initial lawsuit filed by Rymir's late mother was dismissed by a New York, Jersey court based on Pennsylvania law, which requires paternity to be established before the child turns 18. Rymir continues to pursue the case, insisting he wants the truth and is not motivated by money or fame. Jay-Z has not publicly commented on these allegations. Hold on, there's the picture. Hold on 1 second. Is that interview? Can't find it. It was on the against the Godmother's page. Um, okay. Still under fair use here. Let me show you why.
Why would these parties and why would these judges be doing so much and running? And it just really dawned on me. It's the man that my mom was underage when she consumed me. And anyone who'd have been older than the legal age, it would have been a no-no. So that's just been on my mind. Why would they be fighting this so hard? And why has it been fraud and collusion that just been looked upon, like this looked over, and we haven't just been getting no help from the courts or nobody. We ain't get my mom didn't get no advocate. It would have been a no-no. So that's just been on my anyone who'd have been older than the legal age, it would have been a no-no. So that's just been on my mind. Why would they be fighting this so hard? And why has it been fraud and collusion that just been looked upon, like this looked over, and we haven't just been getting no help from the courts or nobody. We ain't get my mom didn't get no advocate. It's really dawned on me. It's the man that my mom was underage when she consumed me. Anyone who'd have been older than the legal age, it would have been a no. So that's just been on my mind. Why would they be fighting this so hard, and why has it been fraud and collusion that just been looked upon like this, looked over, and we haven't just been getting no help from the courts or nobody. My mom didn't get no advocate to help her, and just so much that this wasn't done with this case that's supposed to have been done. It just wasn't. So, and this is just not just for us. This is for the world. Like this could be happening to so many people, and this is not right. That's not justice. Like so, it's not, as I said before, anyone who goes in a courtroom should be treated equal as the other party, as anyone. Is the courtroom is a place for justice, and if you're not getting that in it, what is it? Like it's a joke if it's not. So, and as we know, everyone makes mistakes. So you're not perfect. No one in the world is perfect. Some things can be missed, some things can be looked over, but no one's perfect. And I told you guys that I filed something with the district court, and it's going to be open. It's going to be an open case. Everyone welcome to come, join and look at it. If you have similar problems as me, or not even similar, just some problems that you've been having with the court, and you feel like, that they just took advantage of you, or didn't take your case serious as they should, because it happens. You really welcome to join. You welcome to join and come talk and join my case, or anything you really want to do, far as putting your word out there. I'll support you 100%. Like, I'm there for the support. But as I said again, I really feel like, it's the Mann Act, and it's really got to be the Mann Act. It's no way in the world that they'd be fighting this so hard and just look over fraud and collusion. So I'm just trying to keep you guys' eyes open. This is just for the world. There's so many things that's going on right now in the world that's just being looked over, and judges and attorneys making mistakes and getting away with fraud and collusion. We have to make a stop. This is the time to make a stop on everything. We can't continue to let it go on, y'all. So definitely you'll be hearing from me. And as I said, I filed a complaint with the district court. So you're welcome to look that up, and just join in this movement. I challenge you to join in this movement. It's not just for me, it's for all of us. If you go into the courtroom, you should be treated equal, and you should always feel like you've been treated equal as any other.
Tesla's stock is crashing. The headlines say Elon's in.
So the bell that's ringing off in his head is, yo, why they ducking this? Why they ducking this? Why they ducking this? Now he's like, oh, once people start learning about the Mann Act, right? That kills the statute of limitations. So you can run and you can run and you can run and you can run, right? But now, this is where I tell these dudes, y'all don't even want to pay attention to the Mann Act until it is affecting you. I told Diddy before this thing happened with him catching the case, that Gene and them was going to send the police on him going on YouTube, right? Now, in this guy's situation, he's wondering, well, damn, like, well, they can't do nothing about it. But now we at the space where, they done tried to get Jay, right? With this other allegation about this young girl and him and Diddy, which was bull BS. We all agreed. Well, I ain't gonna say we all agree. I agree that MTV story, the girl that drove all the way from Rochester all the way down to New York and got in the MTV Awards and hung out with them, and then got allegedly sexually assaulted. I knew that was bull BS. If you've been in that's what wisdom teaches you. When you've been around and you can see something, if you lived it, then you can recognize BS when you hear it. Like this situation, I don't think it's BS. I don't think that this guy is sitting out here clout chasing, trying to say that that allegedly Jay-Z's his father. I just don't believe that he's putting that much energy into something that he don't believe that is not true, especially when his mother been telling him this growing up, when his godmother's been telling him this growing up, when there's people that have been around that allegedly seen Jay-Z dealing with this woman, and there's pictures of her with Jay-Z back in the day. Like, so we will see what happens if what this is true, that Jay has to respond allegedly by July 18th to these allegations. Now, the worst thing that could come out of this is that they will charge Jay with messing and then impregnating a minor, right? The child support, back pay, or whatever that would be, boy, yeah, that's on Jay-Z's nuts for saying he's rich. The money shouldn't even matter, right? The money shouldn't even matter. This shouldn't even be about money. And I don't think it's about money. It's the fact that she conceived a child at 15 and had it at 16. And that's where he would be in trouble. And could they bring up criminal charges on him? Possibly. That would be every reason to duck the case. That's every reason to duck the case. Had that wasn't the case, then I'm sure Jay would have took, if it was about just money, Jay would have took the paternity test a long time ago, in my opinion. What do he got to lose it but a few dollars if it was just about uh child support or back pay, right? What would he have to lose? Nothing, right? But a few dollars. Now, if it comes to find out that he is the father, and they look at the age gap between the mother and him, could it be a criminal case? If they, and this is where I believe Jay-Z's takedown is going to come from. Because if they was trying to get him before and they couldn't get him, right? And he was able to duck this in court through lawyers and all this stuff for all these years. We talking like damn near 20 years, if not longer, right? Hey, let me see how old Rymir is. He's 32 years old. He was born in 1993, right? One second. One second, y'all. All right, I'm back. All right, so he's 32, right? How old is Jay-Z right now? Jay-Z is 55 years old right now. He'll be 56 this year. So Jay-Z was 23 years old when his mother got pregnant or had him. You see where the problem lies? You see where the problem lies? That allegedly Jay-Z would have been 23 and the mother would have been 15 when she got pregnant. She had the baby when she was 16. You see where the problem lies? So if Jay would have took this DNA test and having ducked him for all these years, he would have been knew if that was his son or not. But the reason why allegedly he didn't take the test is because if it came out that in the words of Maury, you are the father, right? If it came out as in the words of Maury, you are the father, then that means that Jay-Z impregnated his mother when she was 15, allegedly, right? If he did. Do you see why this dude's been running around in court and can't get this paternity test? Because it can be incriminating, very incriminating, very incriminating. Could that be the downfall of Jay-Z? This is why they protected him so much. Strong possibility, right? Hmm. I don't believe that Jay-Z has 3 kids. I mean, somebody in here saying, yeah, he got the public thinking he just got 3 kids. If Rymir's his child, and we all know about the other little dude from the chick in Trinidad, allegedly, Jay got 6 kids, allegedly. Because don't forget the other daughter from Maryland, Letitia. That would be 6 kids. Beyonce wouldn't be his first baby mother. Or mother or a woman to have children by him. So July 18th, Jay-Z's gonna have to respond, allegedly, according to what is going on. Rymir, if you out there, and you willing to do an interview to let us know if these allegations are true or not, please hit me up at chokenojoke@gmail or your godmother. We would love to know if you are finally getting your day in court. It'd be a great day for you. You know, by the grace of God, you still in the sound mind. And, you know, rest in peace to your mother. But, you know, even though she's not in the physical, spiritually, she can be awarded by, you know, you having your date in court. And if you do get a DNA test, you better make sure the police is right there. Make sure you get a court order that y'all have to do the paternity in the same room, on camera. Do whatever you got to do so these niggas don't try to get no DNA from somebody else. And get the DNA from his kids as well and see if there's a match. Ask him to go one step further than just his DNA. Bring one of his kids' DNA in there as well and see if y'all all have a match. That's what I would do. I would want the test to be done on camera with y'all in the same room. You ain't got to speak to him at all. You ain't got to speak to him. Y'all ain't got to have a conversation. Just have y'all lawyers all in the same room with law officials there, some type of marshals or something on camera, and y'all both get swabbed in the same room on camera, and then actually see if you could go one step further in case and get one of his kids' DNA as well. But yeah, hit me up at chokenojoke@gmail, you know. And if you're not willing to talk or they put a gag order on you, like the other chick put on her daughter, that's why y'all see the other chick that worked with the Camel at that company. No, and you know, her daughter got a case out here, and they just hit her with a gag order. So now she can't even talk publicly about her case anymore. Yeah, so we would like to know. And, you know, we pray that you get your day in court, brother. It's been a long journey for you. I didn't, it feel like 20 years that I've been seeing you do this. It's definitely over 10 years. But you lost your mother in the process, you know, so she won't get her day in court. But we do believe you out here. Anybody that look at these two faces and say that this dude is reaching is just a camel nut liquor. You know what I'm saying? You just want to ride on the hump of a camel. You just thirsty. You know the goddamn camel could hold water for months. But all jokes aside, you know, Rymir, definitely reach out if you can and let us know that, you know, we would love to know that you finally may get your day in court. All right. So choke no joke, you know what it is. I'll be back. All right. And once again, shout out to Diddy for beating the Rico because that is uh the one man Rico. You know, you just made it to where you are now a case that people could refer back to if they ever tried with another one person Rico. All right. And R. Kelly, you better get Jennifer Bonjean to use Diddy case as a case study that you were sitting in a courtroom by yourself, just like Diddy, with no co-defendants on a Rico. That man can help you, brother. At least get rid of them 30 years, even though you still gonna have 20. All right? Choke no joke, y'all know what it is, man. I holler. One. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, man. All right, it don't cost you nothing but a push of a button. All right? Peace and love.
Jack Brown, you know what it is. Keep on hating, you know what it is. Never did I think hip-hop go this far. Never did I think I see Diddy behind bars or Camel'S. Penitentiary scars, the man act. Is it going too far? Back, y'all industry rats, y'all whack. That's 100 or Pyro. You'll be trapped like Pac. The go viral. Gene saw the nuts of Ja Rule. At the freak off and Diddy too. But plug shopper, freak door stopper. Nigga, you don't know if you a criminal or cop. But you next to be locked. Ask Keefy D. Telling on yourself on Vlad TV. You dumb nigga, you right. You never be me. And I never be you too. Telling on YouTube, saying on the step, giving up myself. What the fuck I look like? My name G-Dap. Comb legacy doom. Will the bad boy see time like loan? Your extortion fell through. You friend to no one, like the moon. What did you do? Sat back and watch him get groomed. Only badge in the room. You and wifey drunk the juice. Saw the check for Pac life. And his back right. Guess it's bad boy for life. Or should I say same gang? You the same lane. That Diddy let hang. And now he chain gang. Damn, you rocked him, fella. Didn't you? For the mozzarella. Did it for Wolf and his mother. D-Fur and Kurt Burrow. Nah, nigga, you did it cause your ass ain't thorough. And you ain't from the boroughs. Joke, no joke. You know what it is. This one's for the whole earth. You know, when they get disrespectful, I just go to the booth and kick the truth to the young black youth. Joke, no joke. You know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is.
Choke no joke. We're gonna send this one out to Rymir and the camel. The straw that broke the camel's back. You know what it is.
Yeah. You know what it is. Choke, no joke. Eat a wall. Rest in peace, Fuego.
Don't ask me why.
We here now. Choke, no joke. Grego. Rest in peace. You know what it is. I say I neglect her. I love my child. You make me go wild with your parenting style. Only for her, I wear this smile. Cause inside, it's really a grin. If I was a drink, I'd be drunk off gin. I'm not a quitter, I fight to the end. You not gonna dictate who life I'm in. Just mad cause I went from boys to men. Like Wanya and Brandy, the road end. I say it in French, we are thin. I do not like you, you're not my friend. You make me cringe, get under my skin like veins, blood, bagging up cane. Don't know too many dudes that go through these things. Deal deal with your bullshit and still stay sane. Yo, brains with a blue early in the game. Yeah, deadbeat, I make you dead me. You wanna see me locked up like me, so I kick back and let the preacher preach. Wisdom of his word, get me through each day. Emancipation on the way. I'ma celebrate from September to May. Till the casket close, we go our way. I just pray she love me one day. Happy Father's Day, I love my child. 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 You the worst type of chick, bottom of the pile. Tell him it's his and know that it's mine. Mine's is his, then run for years. What the fuck was you thinking all those years? What if she needed a donor and needed me there? Did family even question her hair? Cause she came from your womb, do you think that is fair? I remember the day I called you out of nowhere. You heard my voice, all you heard was air. I bet you were hella scared. You said forget her, you better without her. Her's my daughter, this is an order. Try running again and you'll be crawling. Cause I'm coming through like Mike Duggan falling down. This time not fucking around. I wanna see it now and I don't care how. You do it, I do it, move quickly. All the years that you ditched me, and right now you going to hitch me to your back. Take me where she's at, and don't worry, there won't be no clapping. These are the years of me rapping, producing, directing. For you it'd be hectic. I love my child and I don't regret. Happy Father's Day, I love my child. 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 Take me to court, bitch, that shit don't hurt me. I've been to court for worse, still survive, see? I know it's not about the money. You filed to hurt me, I'm not a deadbeat. When it's all good, you know it's all sweet. When it's all hood, you gotta bear with me. Your girlfriends say take me to court. How you don't ask and then go to court? You know when you ask, things get brought or paid. Emancipation on the way, we'll hang out any given day. Your relationship will fade away. We will get close, you will fade away. Like the baby mama that ran state to state and had to run for about 8 years. Some say how she lived. That might satisfy the father but ruin the kid. Trust me, I speak it cause I live. Ain't another song that info give. That's info for who follow the kid. You went half on the baby, chick you played me. Kidnapped my babies and made them hate me. Y'all ladies don't know, y'all drive us crazy. Fellas, if you out there and you miss your baby, I love my child. Choke no joke. This go out to all the fathers out there that miss their babies. They took our babies from us over money, child support. Now they don't even know us. This go out to you. Choke no joke. Yeah. It's choke no joke. Choke no joke. Chicken choke no joke. Choke no joke, nigga.